Jesus Christ, that is a lot more damage than I ever expected. This is my Mark 7 Ford Fiesta ST that I have owned for nearly 9 whole months. Countless hours and thousands of pounds later has gotten the ST from completely stock to where it is today. Until I thought it was perfect timing to take it on its first ever track day to see what the car could really do. All up until this happened.
Oh, E36 vibes, bro. I'm loving it. Whoa, 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 no, no, no.
Now, at the time of the accident, I wasn't actually in my car when it all happened, and when I came back and got told what had happened, I found it absolutely hilarious, which I still do to this day. And by the way, I'm not making this video as a complaint or trying to get any money, anything like that. If anything, I still find it so funny, and to be honest, it just gives me another video to film, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now, when first looking at the car, it all seems okay, apart from a small scuff. But it wasn't until I started noticing a few things that there actually may be more damage beneath the surface than what I first thought. But it wasn't until the other day when I was fitting my new diffuser that when I pressed on the rear bumper to put some clips back in, I noticed just how much it flexed.
Damn, that body was going so far in.
Oh, it's well bendy, isn't it?
And that was just with me pressing it. Imagine what a vehicle weighing over a ton would do. In the same video when doing the diffuser, I also noticed a small crack in the original diffuser right around where the exhaust sits. Now, as you can see with the exhaust, it actually sticks a bit further out than the bumper itself, or at least it did before we put on this new diffuser. Which makes me think, when the impact occurred, was this exhaust pushed in a bit, which caused the little crack around the original diffuser? One thing I started to notice the day after the track day as well was that there was a knocking coming from the rear of the car every time I started it, which leads me to think this exhaust took a way bigger impact than what I first thought. So yes, what we're going to be doing in today's video is removing this whole rear end to see what damage lies beneath. So the first thing I started to do was jack up the rear of the car so that it gave me better access to a few clips in the rear arches. In the rear arches there was only one 14mm bolt, along with 2 clips that were actually pretty difficult to get out. With these 3 things out though, it did now give me access to unplug the rear fog light from the car, and then we had to do the same on the other side. Once either side was done, there was 2 more T20 bolts holding the rear bumper onto the back of the car, and then there was the last 2 clips underneath before the bumper was ready to take off. Okay, I've got the final clip out underneath, and it is now time to take the bumper off. And I've already had a sneak peek, and it is not looking good. It is not looking good, but yeah, let's get this thing off. Jesus Christ, that is a lot more damage than I ever expected. Okay, so the bumper is off, and look at the dent in this rear, like, inside bumper that is clearly taking way more impact than I ever expected. Jeez, that is properly bent right in. Luckily, this is all replaceable, and I've actually got a new little crash bar right there, so that is no problem. We'll be able to change that, but that is way more damage than I thought. Jeez, look at that. Now, this is a much bigger dent than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be a bit dented, but geez, not that much. That is concaved inside the bloody back end, but it's all fine because we can literally take off just a few bolts, and I have a brand new one right here. So yeah, we'll get taking this old one off, put the new one back on, and then we'll be all good. But one other thing I wanted to check was around the exhaust, because the heat shield, I think, is the thing that's knocking against the exhaust, where the exhaust has been pushed into the back of the car on the impact, and the heat shield is all creased and everything. So we're going to take a look at that also. But first, I think we'll get this all off. 2 13mm bolts either side, and then this thing should come right off. Look at the difference of those two side by side. Look how much that has dented in. Gee, that's literally on the floor compared to what it's meant to be. That BMW took a big hit on that. Jeez. Before we put this on, I want to quickly take a look at the exhaust. Now, with the exhaust, the thing I was a bit worried about was all of this here. As you can see, it's just all a bit creased from where this has been pushed around or something and hit it during the impact, which is what I reckon the knocking is. You can see down there, it's quite close where it goes into this. So what I'm going to do is just try and smooth this out a bit, then the rear bumper bit can go back on. All right, I was able to just straighten the heat shield out just by doing it by my hands. It's quite a thin metal, so it's quite an easy thing to do. It didn't take me 5 seconds, and yeah, that should be a bit further away now, so it shouldn't be knocking, hopefully. But what we're going to be doing now is putting the new one back on, and then the rear bumper can go back on. But yeah, this has been crazy so far. Alright everyone, that is all the bumper back on and installed. Very easy to put back on. So it's just like factory, pretty much, underneath now. Yeah, hopefully we shouldn't have the knocking anymore. And underneath, we have the peace of mind there's no more damage. So yeah. But yeah everyone, that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe down below. And yeah, we're going to be doing loads more videos on the ST in the future. So like and subscribe. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.